Today we're checking out the world's smallest Windows PC.
And we're gonna see if it can game and do a bunch of other stuff in Toasty Bros fashion, and I'm excited to see what it looks like after you put it all together, after a word from today's sponsor.
Listen, building a gaming PC is only part of the process. Once you finish planning your perfect gaming PC build to get the best price performance, you need to make sure to install and activate Windows 11 with today's video sponsor, gvgmall. Use our link in the description down below to find the Windows 11 key, use code TB20 on checkout to save even more money, upping your price to performance game. Then you'll get a copy of the key sent straight to you. Take that key, throw it into a Windows 11 PC of your choice during the install process or after the install is done, and boom, you now have an activated Windows 11 with access of all the features it has to offer. Use our link down below and use code TB20 on checkout and you'll save some money on your Windows activation. Big thanks again to gvgmall for sponsoring today's video. Now let's get back to the video, shall we?
So inside of this box is the Latte Panda V1. If you didn't check it out already, we did a video on the Latte Panda V1, which that PC was pretty cool. It was also really tiny. We gamed, it was really fun. Now this one is a little bit older. We'll talk about how old it is in a minute in terms of the hardware, but they claim that it's the world's smallest Windows PC.
So the CPU inside this thing is the Intel Atom 8350, not the FX 8350. And this thing came out in 2016, so it's a little bit older, and you said this is probably one of the oldest products that they're currently selling right now.
Yeah.
While albeit it is still, and they still claim, the world's smallest Windows 11 mini PC that you could put together. And you guys will see how tiny this thing is when we put it together. But yeah, the Atom processor is just a 4-core, 4-thread, and the full system draw under full load for this thing is only about 10 watts.
This isn't gonna be quite like the other video where we went like crazy with, you know, really nice case and it really could game and we added a GPU. This thing, from what I can tell, is just how it comes. You really can't do much with it as far as modding goes, but hey, look how cute this thing is. It really is like a credit card.
So comparable to more like a Raspberry Pi 4?
4B.
4B, which the Raspberry Pi 5 is out now, so it'll be a little bit faster. That's running Linux, but the whole big thing here and the most user-friendly part of it is it's Windows-based.
Yep, so rather than having you know, like an ARM-based CPU or something like that, this actually comes with Windows pre-installed. We ended up getting the 4 gigs of RAM, which should just be DDR3, and 64 gigs of EMMC storage, so we're not gonna throw in the crazy fast SSD or anything in this. And like I said, this is their oldest product, so they do have much newer computers that they sell, such as like their 13th gen ones, but this one's just cool because it's world's smallest. We're always like world's biggest, smallest, whatever, longest.
World's longest coming soon. So what are these headers? These look like fan headers. I guess these
They
are
do
just
look like, I think they are fan headers actually. So with this being like a development board, you know, it's designed for you know, tinkering and making things. You do have a lot of really random headers on here that we won't even begin to get into.
Yeah, and you can program them for whatever you want. So very common. And it's interesting to see that in Windows because normally you see some sort of Linux distro for that sort of thing, but kind of cool. Let's just plug out as many fans as we can to this thing and see how loud it gets.
Yeah, to see if it actually power them all. Yeah, and like Matt was saying, 10 watts is the actual wattage that this thing should pull in total. We'll get it hooked up to our watt meter to find out. It just comes with this tiny little manual here, and then this right here is your Wi-Fi, which yeah, that's cute.
Wi-Fi.
So the good news though is we do get Ethernet on this, and if I remember correctly, this, I'll have to check. I think it might be gigabit. It may be 100 though. We do get a micro SD card, so if we wanted to fit more games on it, we could use that for storage. As far as display out goes, we get an HDMI, we get 1 USB 3 and 2 USB 2s. And then other than that, just a bunch of random ports. Oh, we have audio as well. And the only thing I don't like, it's not USB-C, it's micro.
That definitely shows its age. 2016, we're not full USB-C here. So hopefully in the future, once they see this video on this product, they make a newer version that has even more efficient processor. And we can see what that thing can do. And maybe it'll be even smaller, who knows. But this right here is a case that we already printed, which something's already rattling around inside.
Little power button, I believe.
So there's a little power button.
I have no clue if this is like gonna work, by the way. I just found this online.
Let's find out. I would assume the holes line up there and then that's the top. Oh, so it goes in like that.
Probably this way.
Probably that way. The fan headers need to be exposed.
Okay.
There might even be fan headers.
That looks like we're lined up. The spacing seems kind of unnecessary. Yeah, look at the print got
messed up. What happened there?
I guess this is so you can put a cooler on it. Which we didn't buy a version that came with like a kit or anything.
Not super satisfying, but it does the job. And then it comes with a power adapter, I'm assuming.
I don't think it did. Unless it's
on the box. So I guess we have to figure out the power adapter.
Yeah, we should have one of those cables, hopefully. Otherwise, we're gonna be waiting a little bit. Yeah, I'm excited to see what kind of games we'll even be able to test on this. I think we're gonna be looking at like emulators and really old games, which most people would buy this for that because at like 150 bucks, you're not really gonna expect much.
Yeah, let's go and get everything set up. This shouldn't be as complicated as we mentioned as the other one to get everything up and running. We're not reinstalling Windows on an SSD or anything. We're keeping it as is out of the box, and we'll try to play some games on it and see what we can get done.
All right, so I found the world's shortest power cable, but we got it hooked up to a pretty nice U-green brick, so we know it'll work. Oh, I do not miss this connector. I wonder how warm this is gonna end up getting.
Oh, Latte Panda, we're already signed in and everything.
What the heck?
Microsoft.
It is getting warm already. It came with Arduino again. I guess we could actually confirm specs real quick. I mean, we're here.
Looks snappy.
All right, so we're at 100% usage in the CPU. Surprise. So Z8350 4-core 4-thread, base speed 1.4. It does actually move. Like it has a little bit of boost to it. What do we got? 4 gigs of DDR3 at 1066 speed. Interesting. SD. We got SD here. It's a SanDisk. And if you guys want to look up this model to see how fast the EMMC is, it's usually pretty slow. Usually it's like a couple hundred read and write. And then we got the HD graphics, which are very old. It's like, what does that have? 128 megabytes of dedicated VRAM.
So what it sounds like is Blacksmith Wukong, here we come.
So before we get into gaming and testing this, there's a couple small things I want to do to this LattePanda V1, and number one is adding in some extra storage. So right here for around $6 to $7, a 128 gig Team Group micro SD card. The brand does not matter. This is actually a pretty slow one too. This one only does around 100 megabyte per second read and only about 50 write, which honestly is not much slower than our EMMC flash storage, but all you gotta do is just take it and just spring loaded, just pop it in and boom, you now have 128 gigs of extra storage. You can go and format this how you'd like in Windows if you just do create a disk partition manager, and you can actually just make this just like a Windows hard drive basically, so very simple. Now the next thing I'm gonna do is actually connect the Wi-Fi. So we might not even end up using the Wi-Fi, but I figured we might as well use it. So there's that tiny little dot right there you can see, and that's what's actually going to be our antenna. And we just kind of push down. And then just like that, our antenna is now attached to our V1, and it actually has some adhesive on one side. I'll probably just not even bother taking it off. And now we're gonna go ahead and put this inside of the case. There will be links down below for pretty much everything you see in this video, but this is a really cool 3D print that I got straight from Bamboo Labs. All right, so that goes in like that. And then I guess we'll just leave our Wi-Fi antenna. Let's see, we'll probably wanna put it on the front side actually, because I don't want it to be on the side. That's the large hole. Like I said, I'm not even gonna really worry about, you can clean it up, make it a little more secure, but you really can't even tell that it's in there. I actually printed a like a blue just PLA top and then a black bottom for this. So make sure that's lining up okay. So that seems like it makes the most sense. So you guys can see it goes like this. And now the only downside is you do actually have to get some real screws for this. I guess you could hot glue it if you wanted to. Oh, you know what? I almost forgot the power button. That's this tiny little part right here. How am I gonna get this in place? Let's make sure we do the right one. I want it to be on the power. You can kind of see here, I just dropped that little guy in there, and then we just need to get it perfectly lined up. That should be really easy, right? Make sure our Wi-Fi antenna is not sticking out of the build. Okay, I think we're good here. Let's make sure. Oh my gosh, yeah. I don't know if you guys can hear it, but our little button actually works. It's a little bit crooked, but I'm trying to see if I can straighten it out. Oh yeah, there we go. Now we're really in business. All right, so now we're just gonna be using some M2 screws, which are these tiny little guys right here. They're basically M.2 screws pretty much, which I think are normally an M2 or an M3. They honestly don't go in like super cleanly, but they do hold the case shut, so that's all that really matters. But we're gonna go ahead and put all 4 in, and then I think I'm feeling pretty good about actually testing this PC. Now we're good to go ahead and move it over to a test station and make sure we can get everything loaded up. All right, guys, so, yeah. We're testing Team Fortress 2. Running this PC at the pretty low res is really the move. So this is 720p on the PC plus 720p in-game. Holy crap. We're pulling 8 watts right now.
8 watts.
The moral of the story here is native gaming, unless we're talking like maybe Minecraft at the lowest settings, even then I don't even know if that would work. Even on the lowest settings with TF2, we're not looking at more than maybe like 5 FPS at a time. Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and let's test out that little arcade game. Matt can give it a go. It's kind of like a Pong style game that seemed to have good reviews and it was free.
So I like Pong. Okay guys, we're playing Break Arcade Games. Again, we're showing some realistic tests on this little thing. Obviously, this is not gonna replace your gaming PC.
Yeah, so this is actually looking more like, what, 30 FPS maybe?
Yeah, 30.
So respectable.
It's steady 30, yeah. Keep breaking that, yeah.
Yeah, we're at 7. I think that's the big thing that people have to remember is this PC is completely silent. Like, you couldn't even tell it's on. There's not a fan or anything.
No cooler on top of it.
7.3 watts, no cooler. So, I mean, the fact that this is even capable of honestly doing any of this is actually pretty cool.
Well, to put in perspective, let's say like a budget gaming PC of like, let's say $300. Like, what are we pulling wattage wise? Like, probably like 200 something watts.
Yeah,
so, like, you're getting 200 times the.
It's like watt per FPS.
Yeah, watt per FPS is insane with this.
Maybe it doesn't have audio.
McAllister, add a cool track to this. You know, what do you think the game track would be for this? But hey, very basic game. It works. What we got next?
All right, so next up, I think we'll try, while we're just on the Steam category, let's try to do some actual remote play. All right, guys, so right now we're actually playing Helldivers 2 on this PC. No, I'm just kidding. We're not quite playing on this PC. We're actually streaming it from my PC in the other room there. So this is a pretty cool option for people who maybe want to buy this PC and just put it behind their, living room TV, but you have like a main PC. You can actually stream any game that's on Steam, and it'll basically, it's almost like remote play. Like I have it up on my PC in the other room there, and they can watch me play it from there too. And it's really not too bad. I'm set right now to 30 FPS, 720p. I think I'm doing 3,500 kilobits per second, which honestly, like, pretty much anyone's home network should do that just fine. But yeah, this is definitely more playable. I would say on controller it'd probably be a little nicer. And the latency is really not bad. Oh my god, I'm stuck on a pole. Yeah, it's pretty cool though, because Helldivers is a really demanding game. Like, I think even on my PC with a 4070 at like max settings, I'd probably get pretty similar FPS in all honesty. But it's pretty cool. And this is going to kind of cover the category. I thought about downloading like GeForce Now and stuff like that. Then I was like, well, it's kind of the same deal. But there is a lot of other options like GeForce, Shadowplay. There's a good amount of streaming services out there. Oh my gosh.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my good golly gee willikers. Oh, I forgot we have grenades. And obviously, if you just have a little bit more money, you can definitely get, like, if you're looking for a mini PC, they have them ready to go and built from other sellers. But this is kind of more the tinkering space, with it having all the fan headers and stuff like that. But yeah, it's pretty cool. So now we're actually going to be going over to the emulation phase of things, which is going to be another big purpose of a little PC like this.
All right, guys, doing a little emulation. As always, if you are going to be emulating, make sure you own the games that you're going to be emulating. So yeah, do that.
Is audio broken?
I think the audio is a little broken. You'll be able to hear it through the recording.
Yeah, this is, we're using, retro arch or arc, depending on who you are, but it's pretty cool. Right now we're emulating a Sega Genesis.
Oh,
the audio sounds laggy, but the game's not too bad. No, I hear it.
It's something, but hey, look, you can actually play this. This is pretty cool. What's our wattage looking like?
So right now we are pulling 6.8 watts.
You
guys better appreciate these numbers.
Yeah, this is, I don't believe it's running in full real time. It's probably a little behind, but the Sonic soundtrack's pretty dope. So I don't know if we'll be able to play it anyways for copyright reasons, but
true.
Obviously, I wouldn't do any like super crazy emulation like Xbox, PlayStation, or anything like that. But I'm like choking. But you guys could definitely run, as you can see, like this, games like this.
Oh my gosh, she's a terrorist. It's hard to even tell if it's slow motion or if you're just slowing down. I think it might be slow motion.
I think it's slow motion. I think it's the emulation is just trying.
We're thermal throttling, guys.
Thermal throttling.
It is crazy. Yeah, it's like you were saying earlier. It's crazy to think if we could just get kind of like the Latte Panda Mu we just got that had that was like 11 Gen Pentium.
Oh, this would be running really smooth.
It would be crazy how much more performance we could get and everything.
Yeah, hey, this runs. You said we had another potential emulation game, or
we have Tom Clancy if we want to give it a go.
We can give it a go. Wait, here we go. All right, let's try that, and then yeah, we'll go from there. But we're really seeing what the potential is of this little guy.
All right, guys, so we're now testing out a very classic Rainbow Six game. I think I've already forgot the name of this. Yeah, we're just like in the training range right now. I bet one of you down below is old enough to remember this game. And what's crazy about it is to move around, I'm having to use like AXBY, because I don't even know if the Sega Dreamcast actually used joysticks or if it was more of a button kind of deal. I guess you probably had a joystick to look around.
This is what shooting games were like back in the day. You didn't even see the gun.
I know, I can't see the gun. Oh my god, I don't even know, like, there's no aim assist. I just can't even hit it. I'm playing Chavez.
Oh, yeah. Look at the bullet effect.
Big damage. It's crazy to think that like this really is just like a super old version of Rainbow Six. The strategy's there, guys. Well, anyways, yeah, it's pretty cool so far. I mean, at the end of the day, like I'm gonna say this 1,000 times. There's still gonna be comments down below being like, I just don't get why you guys buy this thing. Once again,
yes.
Experimental, just having fun. The fact that this thing pulls 6 to 8 watts while in a game is absolutely insane. We've never seen wattage this low in really anything we've tested.
So yeah, any other testers at it?
No, this is it.
So yeah, guys, now that we've finished testing this little mini PC, let's go and wrap this video up real quick and talk about how you can get one yourself and talk more about Latte Panda as a company, because they have a lot of cool mini PCs if you haven't seen our first video on it.
All right, guys, so we just got done kind of benchmarking on the little Latte Panda V1. And of course, like we said a million times, this is probably the lowest wattage we've ever seen on a PC. So it is really cool. It's very cool for the tinkerers out there. And one thing I did find out is that the Ethernet is 100 megabits per second. The Wi-Fi is 54 for anyone who was wondering.
So yeah, this is a pretty cool, I would say, experimental piece of tech for somebody who's into the tech space and wants to get a little mini computer they can mess around with, set up some sort of home server, do emulation and things like that we did in today's video. But yeah, all in all, really cool product. If you want to buy one yourself and learn more about it, check the link in the description down below. It will be an affiliate link and it will help us out. Let us know if there's any other Latte Panda products you want to see here on the channel or any other mini PCs like this. We've been having fun reviewing them, so let us know in the comments down below if there's any others.
And as always, we hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, make sure you check out our other 2 YouTube channels and also our twitch.tv/toastybros. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.
Yeah, we'll see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.
Now, believe it or not, this will be for sale at PCBros.tech, so if you want to get a little cool piece of tech that has a custom 3D printed case by us, you should check it out.
And if you're in the market for a gaming PC as well, you can get a gaming PC and a cool piece of tech to mechanical mess with if you want to. PCBros.tech. Again, we don't redo these. We actually redo them sometimes, but this one I didn't feel like redoing. PCBros.tech. Use code ToastybRos on checkout to save 30% of your next purchase. See you guys later. Goodbye.